Hi guys, welcome to the new video. Here today I'm just going to quickly share with you what's up. How I got laid off after 7 years of work. It's been a month now since the decision, and I just recently got all the payments and documents, so I can say that the process is finished. So what's up? Let's start with my whole story. First of all, I got laid off from the position of senior developer in IT in a medium company. I would say just a regular one. When I was young, 24 years old girl, I just went out from the university, looked at job market, worked as like in call center, technical support, something like this, because I was studying for to be an informatics teacher, and I didn't want to be a teacher for sure. And for programming, I was like, I'm not that much interested. But after I worked in call centers and all of that, I was like, okay, I'm ready to learn. So I just logged in, and in half a year, I passed some internet course, got some kind of diploma, and just went on the market, tried to find something. I guess it took me like a couple of months from the first time that I started to look for a job. But back then, in 2019, it all was okay. So I got that job after 2 interviews. Yeah, with no experience at all, and just some kind of diploma from the internet. It was a small startup. There was like a manager, backend developer, my boss, and two of interns like me and one of my colleague more. And that's how it all started. I came as a front-end developer, then COVID started. I learned back-end development and developed there for a few years. We survived the migration together. There was time when there was only me and my boss. There was time when we gained our company gained employees, and I was the main backend developer. There, like a lot of times happened. A couple years ago, we joined like a big company, like 40,000 employees or something like this, to be their IT department. And after that, suddenly, first of all, yeah, after showing my value and running the bank service in very tight deadlines, which was the last time when I saw results of my work, I would say. Yeah. And after that, they just said like, since now you're team lead. 2 years I was working like as team lead, but I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit around New Year, and I talked to boss, and he said like, "What are our options? Like, we want to keep you." And I rolled back to the backend developer role. Uh, anyway, since around New Year, the all the situation with the project started because they canceled. There was no work for some of members of our team, you know. If you saw my vlogs before, I was very excited about new projects like indoor positioning system, which is like the huge amount of data and handled, and I was very excited about that. Then they just cancelled, and it was few times. Lately, I got a new project again, and I was like, very basic one, but I was okay, I'll do that. And then, just in the middle of the week, my boss is calling me. So it was Wednesday, 3 o'clock. He was like, "Hey, how are you? Like, are you up for a talk?" It's like, okay. I mean, the whole this situation, you understand that something is going on, something not good. Before, like a month ago, they were talking about layoff, and my boss said to me, like, "We want to keep you anyway." So I was like, okay. I was not that effective. I felt like that, but still, if they want, give me some job, people. So he is calling and telling like, company is falling apart, we have no money, they're firing me and you, and like sons of everyone, like I don't know anything, HR will connect to you. I was like, okay, nothing is clear, but okay, like what else can you say? And so I waited. I had my job. I still worked and wait for HR to connect to me. But in a couple of days, by the end of the week on Friday, HR just sent me documents like sign this. And this is not like lay off, but like I wish to just go without any money or something like this, just with salary. And I was like just asking like what are the conditions, like can you tell me more? And she's like, I don't know anything. No one knows, it seems, but I was interested at least in some information, like when are they going to pay my salary, for example, because at the time they didn't even pay salary for the previous months, like delays. Yeah, delays was the whole half of year, last half of year. And yeah, so I was like, okay, like what's going on? No one connected to me, so I started to reach to my colleagues. I have colleagues in Russia, I have colleagues here in Serbia, and I started to connect to them, like what did you do, like how did you work with the company, because there's a lot of bases like as a company B2B or by employment contract. And I was like, what are you gonna do? And do you know what they say? What do you mean worked? I'm working. So I connected to one. They didn't have this information. I texted my colleague from Russia and he's like, nothing's going on in office, everything is all right. But this colleague told something, so I reached out another one, also nothing. And the last one that I connected, she said like, yeah, like he called me too and he said this thing also, like, but I don't care, blah blah blah. And at that moment, I felt very bad, like really. Person, my boss. We worked together for 7 years. We went through a lot. I basically grew up next to him, and we had a very good relationship, like before he started to be a big CTO or something like this. I mean, we just had okay relationship and everything. And at that time, I was like, did he made up the story for me? Because no one else knew about the situation, everything was good for them and everything. Oh, I felt that very bad that time. Oh, like at that moment I was ready to go with nothing, because he's also was part of the owner, I would say, the company. I was like, seriously, seriously, that stupid story. But still nothing was clear, and I was just left with that feelings, waiting for something to happen. But I wasn't judging or something. I wasn't connected to him. I mean, I tried, but he's like, oh, I don't know anything, I'm working for the last days. And yeah, so I was just, in the middle of nowhere. I continued working, never mind. And after some time, the main HR specialist connected to me like, oh, but you know my condition at that time. I was like, are you going to like make up story for me and just try to fire me without anything, like? So that was my position. I tried to, it must, first of all, it's my first laid off, so I didn't know what to do at all. And if in Russia, like you can request like 3 salaries or so, or if they're not going to agree, they need to give you notice you like 2 months before, something like this. You have rights here in Serbia. So I worked less than 2 years, like officially in that new company, because they changed companies. In that new company, I worked for 1 year and 10 months, something like this. And so basically, by the law, I could have get, if they make all official, like official laid off, uh, 200 years. That was the price by the law. Uh, so by that I don't have any privilege, but I still was like. So she said something like, "We are going to put you on minimum wage because that's my official salary was back then," and I was like, oh, if company is going to do such a bad thing, I can do also some bad things. Blah blah blah. Like they offered me some payment, but it wasn't like half of my salary or even less. So I was like, guys, please think more. Like I didn't say think more. I said to her like, oh, can you please talk? Do you understand my situation? Blah 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 blah. And at some point I was worried that I was too manipulative or something like this, but the friends, of course I recorded all that talk and everything, but my friends said like you were very soft to each other, like both of you. um, so yeah, that was the first talk. Then I just continued working. Then there was the second talk in a week or so. They said that they were thinking about my conditions and they're ready to uh, give me one salary, and I just did want really for all this situation to end. So I just like, okay, okay guys, never mind. I agree, I agree, goodbye. We agreed that Friday that week is going to be the last day, and that's it basically. I mean, there are 2 weeks were paying off the money because I requested for them to pay everything to me because I had some experience that company didn't pay to other worker. I said that they need to pay me everything that they owe me, at least an official part. They're not saying this out loud, but we know how it's working. So yeah, and last 2 weeks they were like preparing the documents, trying to pay me off everything. Everyone was forgetting about me. Like I needed to remind them, like text HR, main HR, all the time. But yeah, never mind. Now it's over. It's over. To be honest, the whole situation is IT right now is disturbing, like all that AI thing, and I see a lot of people on the internet being laid off. To be honest, I am kind of happy. I just wanted to end. I do not feel excited about the whole development thing, at least in this company, because when they started to give me developer job I was excited. I really was excited, but now I really don't know if I want to like continue this career in IT. The complication is that they're paying more than usual jobs. I really don't know, but I felt freedom. I felt free. I find it's like finally, yes, like I didn't quit myself but they fired me, like whatever guys. And it's summertime, I was just like, I'm going to enjoy as much as I can, guys. So yeah, at first day I was just laying like watching reels, then I put a lot on my schedule about the blog. I finally finished for Korea blog. I'm so happy about that. I couldn't do it for half a year. I want to give a chance to my childhood dream and start painting. This is what I did today, some stupid silly drawing, whatever, whatever. I just going to enjoy the summer, I guess, and then we'll see. I think I'm not that stupid, and even if market is hell right now, uh, I'll figure out something. I realized that I'm not going to die somewhere under the bridge. Something is going to be good. It's a bit complicated because my husband is starting business right now, but I saved some money, so I have time, and I'm very happy. Like right now, because I didn't have this time for myself for the last 7 years that I was working for that company. I didn't have really a chance to look at my life and see what's going on, where I'm going on, is it okay for me or not? Because I'm 30 right now. That's the kind of questions that are in my head. So uh, everything's gonna be good. But I want maybe advice from you or your experience. If you did go through the same as me, what do you think about job market? Did you find a new job? How fast did you find a job? Maybe you did change your career path, how it went, and like To be honest, I want to hear something good. But yeah, I want to know also the real situation in our world right now. So yeah, please share. I'll wait for you in the comment section. And if you want to help me, I want to also continue on YouTube things. So if you're watching this, if you like me or you're interested in just vlogs, whatever, just subscribe. Okay, it just costs nothing for you, just 1 second, one click, but it means a lot to me. Let's hit that 1000 finally. Thank you for listening. It was just a chilly story. I didn't want to make like a hyped up video from that. So yeah, hope it was okay. Everything's gonna be good.